Apologize to who?
So, lie to you. Radio, lie to you. Radio, fuck you.
Every day a woman is victimized. Some women look inside their inner selves, grow, and strive to be a better person, while today we see people being pushed to be a victim. What's to be said when real stories are being tainted by people now in this whole need of clout chasing?
Exactly. I know I'm not lying. I'm playing his music because he had the audacity to tell me I was lying. So Buttercup gonna lie to you too. Never mind why it took so long to come out. I'm playing his music because I can. I don't have to explain shit. Fuck y'all. Y'all already got y'all laughs off of me because y'all think I'm lying. But at this point, I feel like I don't have to explain nothing to y'all because y'all his fans and I wish a T.I. fan would. And I wish an Escape fan would. And then that pig get to tweaking on the start fried bacon. Hey, let's be clear. It's my dad's house. I've been running things for here since I was 15.
Do not stop replaying back that day when we were younger. And we seen what we seen.
I never talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
That's why we come for blood.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Am I the only one seeing what's going on? It seems like to me abuse has been so normalized in the black community that people who are really in abusive situations are quiet and people who watch the abuse keep quiet. Meanwhile, they get on the internet and cheer these people on who they clearly see are clout chasing, who they clearly see have ulterior motives. And yet with no evidence, they cheer them on. Like people flip-flopping.
Home, doing nothing, all of a sudden the phone rings to my management saying, R. Kelly wants to see Wendy. I didn't know whether I was going to get jumped or what. Anyway, so it's midnight. Me and Kevin, we come into the city. I walk into, it was a studio, and when I walked in, R had on a white snorkel, a hat, dark glasses, and he greeted me with a hug and a drink. And the conversation that I had with him, I promised him confidentiality. I promised him confidentiality. But he told me stuff, and I know stuff. And the interview ended with another hug. I was absolutely confused and rode back to Jersey in silence. He asked me for his word. His manager was there, my manager was there, and me and Robert. And all we did was talk. He told me I could ask him anything. He wasn't sour. He was loving, as a matter of fact. And I asked him everything. And he answered everything. And more.
We're being pushed to ignore the characters of these people making allegations.
Spending juvenile attitude and nastiness that kept me away from closing the Lifetime deal years ago.
Wow.
As my manager, he ruined my relationship with them until I could ruin our marriage and ruin his job here and reclaim what has been mine all along.
Women are being encouraged to ruin men just to come up, just to get what they feel like they rightfully deserve. So it makes them feel justified in bringing up situations in which they feel they've been wrong. Is that the way we're going to run the justice system now? To push people's disgruntled motives and turn that into criminal actions? There's always three sides to a story. And as you can see with Wendy, she's also clarifying why she hasn't moved forward with Lifetime and putting all the blame on her husband.
When I was locked away at a place that I didn't belong, because I'm not an addict, I was addicted to coke and I quit on my own. It took 4 days and I was an 8-ball girl by myself.
Yeah, that was something else I wanted to talk about, but go ahead.
You know, with the only thing I did, I smoked a blunt with with Method Man, while I gave him a bath, and it was a one-night stand. And
what?
And he'll deny it, maybe not. You know,
that wasn't in the movie.
It wasn't in the movie. It wasn't in the movie because Method Man is still very angry at me.
For what?
I don't know, for being me, for telling the truth. It was one night we were in the club, a fight broke out and gunshots broke out. The fight was ridiculous. The whole Wu-Tang was there, but it was only meth up in the rafters. And see, that's where I'd go to observe everything because I was by myself. And he's like, yo, Wendy, because he'd been on the show before and he was effed up. And I smelled the weed and I had weed, but he had better, you know. I didn't roll blunts. I rolled joints because I was never really a blunt roller and they're sloppy. He rolled the blunt. We smoked a blunt. We watched the fight. We heard the gunshots. The cops came in. He was rolling with, the car from Staten Island with the whole clan and their people. And I said to him, I guess I batted my eyes and, rocked my shoulders, how you do.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you want to come over? And he said, yeah, I'll follow you. And I said, give me your hand. And I grabbed his hand and he put his head down and I put my head down, and people didn't even realize at the time it was Wendy. And one of the biggest stars, the leader of the biggest group in the world, just left, got in her Pathfinder and went back to her penthouse in Jersey City, where she bathed him in her jacuzzi tub.
Wow.
And smoked more weed. That was back in the coke days.
When we hear women tell their stories, you will always find it's always selective versions that you hear. And most women that you see with these allegations will always want to play that victim mentality.
Well, we both know that I'm harder than you.
Say it again. We both know that you're harder than me.
Yes, son. And I've lived a little bit longer than you, and I really had no choice. Sus, I can honestly say, if I had a friend like you, I still couldn't talk to you because you're my coworker, and I don't like those blurred lines. And I couldn't talk to my sister about it because my sister is too conservative and corny in a loving way, I'm saying. She would tell me, take a week off and, or let me fly up there. Brian can take care of the kids, Wendy. And Kevin cheated on me, our whole relationship. He cheated on me when I was pregnant with young Kevin, and young Kevin is now 20 years old. And that was the most hurtful cheat. And that was the one where I knew I had to quickly put on my big girl panties and start disrespecting the people that loved me and tell them you're either with me or you're not. And I'll come back around and explain to you, or I'll show you why I did it. And I'll show you who I really am and why I needed to leave you over there, because I didn't need your chicken soup and a warm meal and a bed and a little trip with my family. What I needed was a good divorce lawyer, a good private detective, and a backbone. Because when those double doors open, there's only one person around here paying the bills, and that's me. There's alimony about to go down. I knew I'd have to pay alimony long before I even filed for divorce. I was researching guerrilla divorce lawyers long before I filed for divorce. I did such hard research. I knew who his baby's mother's GYN was.
In the same breath they're playing the victim, they always show you their true intentions. Take this one.
I want to talk about Trey Songz. You guys ready? Okay. Now, I've kind of already talked about this, but like in like a joking manner, because oh my god, I'm so out of shape, y'all. I walked up like 3 steps. I'm fucking tired. But I already kind of talked about this already, but I kind of like, you know, like when something like happens to you kind of traumatically, you kind of like laugh it off. So like that's what happened with me. It's like I just like laughed it off, you know. I didn't really like when I talk about it, I'm like laughing or like, you know, because I really don't want it to like settle in type shit. But the truth is the fucking truth, and it kind of fucks me up when, you know, the people I truly fuck with, like the people who know me in real life, and if they want to question me, like my other friend that you guys used to see me with, like she knew Trey too, and she was like, oh wow, like I never knew Trey was like that and stuff. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you should always believe your friend other than a fucking rapper. Like, just because he's a fucking rapper, who cares, you know? What happened April 6th, right? We're in the club, right? Trey, we saw Trey. Hold on, oh girl, I already spilled hers. What'd you do? Anyway, we saw Trey. Shit happened. He would refuse to let me go. He made me do some shit that I was not comfortable with doing. I called the police. I handled everything how I was supposed to, you know? Like, this shit is not fun to me. Like, having to say, like, that Trey Songz, like, sexually assaulted me. Like, if I were to lie on him, wouldn't I use, like, any other excuse? Like, that he fucked me, that I was pregnant, like, any other excuse rather than he raped me. Like, that's crazy to me, right? Oh, because I lied on a pregnancy once. Well, not once, actually, but, like, whatever. The other one was, like, just a joke, and I was like, y'all, like, what the fuck? I was just, I admitted to that one, you know? I admitted to lying about a fucking pregnancy. I never lied about a rape. I never lied. So for people like academics, somebody who, you know, I truly fucking loved and I cared about a lot, wants to sit there on his platform and be like, oh, here's Trey Songz's story, but doesn't want to post my side. Like, that's fucked up to me. Like, you're basically saying, like, you fuck with Trey. And then when me and AK were together in the hotel room, he literally made me prove to him that what happened with Trey Songz is valid. Like, he made me prove it to him.
What happens after we believe her and the truth starts to surface? And these people that were once comrades fall out.
Okay. So I know Angelo is pissed. He has every right to be pissed, okay? You befriended a blogger and gave her the information that you wanted her to have, first-hand information, okay? Everyone knows watching this live that me and Angelo had a great relationship up until I found out some information that changed the entire dynamic. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at Azrael Clary's Instagram, and you will be able to tell what she is all about. Now, him saying that I betrayed Tim, he the one gave me the information on Tim. What you talking about? I betrayed Tim, and both of y'all legitly sold your daughters. That's what it boils down to. Now, I was going to wait until I put the receipts out, and I am still going to wait. But make no mistake, I don't have to call you and tell you anything. I don't have to let you know nothing. What you tell me fits your narrative. And I have no beef with you. I don't. No beef at all. Okay? Whether y'all want to see it or not, the truth is the only thing that I'm after. And when I drop the videos, the pictures, the paperwork, for him to get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly, really? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? I ain't got no beef with that man at all, okay? But watch me work. And I'm working on something very big here, okay? Very big. And I don't need to call him and tell him about it. The only person that's safe in this situation is Kelly Rogers and Faith Rogers. Those are the only two that were actually genuine, okay? R. Kelly had no reason passing around STDs to nobody's daughter. But Azrael only came home, and you notice, her ass went live as soon as R. Kelly got locked up to show off her new titties, okay? And as soon as the money stopped, her ass called her daddy to continue her money trail. My phone ain't buffering. It'll let me know if I'm buffering. Now, I listen, I done work with these people, and they gave me receipts to fit their narrative, but as soon as the narrative don't fit their narrative, all of a sudden I'm lying. I'm lying. All the shit I done put out and supported, I'm lying. Now you Tim's best friend after you done tried to have Tim locked the fuck up. Are you serious now? Are you serious? You pray to Allah 5 times a day, nigga, and you sitting up here lying like that. And you gonna sit up here and lie like that. Now y'all know me. Y'all know me by now. Now you wait until I drop this shit. It's gonna be a minute. Okay, because it's a lot of stuff we gotta compile. But Angelo, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. That's not what we want to do. See, you getting on here and you are notorious for getting on lives, saying what you want to say out the side of your neck with not one motherfucking receipt. Now, bitch, you know I deal in goddamn receipts. You know I deal in receipts. That's how I shut Tim's ass down. Was with the motherfucking receipts. Now you can get up and do 3-hour, 4-hour lives all you want. All you motherfucking want. But let me tell you this. Y'all use me. You use me. And guess what? Guess what? I'm going to set all y'all asses.
Now it should be obvious there are procedures to take when you are truly a victim. And if you would like to pursue criminal actions, that is your prerogative. But when we see these people coming to social media, we have to take notice and take a stand when we see clearly the objective. When we see these artists go through situations and they've painted these disturbing images, it makes it easier for us to turn a blind eye when something goes down with them. So just think of how it would have went if this was R. Kelly there. Think of how the stories were when it was said that he was attacked in jail and how they labeled it jailhouse justice. The point is, we cannot just keep jumping the gun and believing anyone that comes out with an allegation without hard facts. That comes with celebrities, that comes with any regular person. Period, point blank.